Kundalini with Katrina.
Hi everyone, it's Katrina here. It is really, really hot, isn't it? Today is Friday, the 26th of June, and we've had 3 or 4 as well, very, very hot days. And leading to today is extremely hot here in Norwich. We're lucky that it's not as hot as it is in London. And I know many people are so excited about the heat and enjoying it. And I'm thinking, yes, I get that. I get why you enjoy it here in the UK, because in the UK, the weather is predominantly dull and grey and rainy. But to be honest, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all, because I quite like not suffering. You know what I mean? I quite like feeling comfortably cool, and I quite like not having headaches. But that's just a personal choice. I'm sure it's really nice when you're out there and you're getting sunburned and attracting cancer. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be very dull or not positive, but the truth is, I'm not keen on this hot weather, and it's more of a fear of what we're doing to our planet. And you know, if it was like 22 degrees and it was already summer, I think, yeah, I understand, this is great, you know. But the sun is great when you're out there before 9 a.m. because actually there's proven evidence that teaches us that you do not get vitamin D after 9 a.m. And when it's really hot like this, vitamin D probably you won't get it if it's really, really hot, because it stops working. You only get vitamin D when the weather outside feels relatively cool and you expose yourself, and it's not just your face you're exposing, you have to expose your entire body for it to really, really work. So the best time to get it, it's probably about 7 a.m. in the morning when you're standing outside naked in your garden. That's really the best time to get vitamin D. And from my understanding, it works as well later in the evening. So given it's hot weather like this, I would suggest 6 a.m. 6 a.m., totally naked in your garden, you get vitamin D. After that, when you start to feel the heat build up, it's no longer vitamin D, it's UV, it's skin cancer, you know, it's all these other stuff if you expose yourself too much. And you also have to be careful with the sunscreen you use. You have to make sure that it's proper sunscreen. Like, I also understand some sunscreens can also give out cancer carcinogens, and you have to be very, very careful. So I'm thinking go for things that are very clear ingredients, that are clean ingredients, so they'll probably be more pricey. So you know, so you need to look at, I don't actually know what those brands are, because I don't really apply much sunscreen, and when I did in the past, I used there weren't even brands, they were just factor 50 that had very few ingredients in them. So I went for as minimum ingredients as possible. Coconut oil is also very good, but the problem is that if you go out in the sun, it will probably fry you. So yeah, so in terms of this weather, you know, we have to look after ourselves, and it's not just looking after our own health, but also it affects our mental health. And people don't really talk about that. They don't talk about how the heat has an impact on your mental health. And particularly if you're on any SSRIs, like antidepressants or any sort of medication, you have to check on your label, like, you know, is it safe to be in the heat so long? You know, we know how we feel comfortably in ourselves, right? We know we have a thermostat within us, and if we go out and we are okay with it, then maybe it's okay. But you have to ask yourself, like, is this normal? Is this the same heat we had, 20 years ago, 10 years ago even? you know it's not normal for it to be this hot. I mean, in Paris and Europe, it's in the 40s, man. It's just like, that's just, yeah, it's really wrong. It should not be that hot. In Delhi and in India, they're looking at nearly 50 degrees, or maybe even over 50 degrees in some places. I saw that in Bangkok and Thailand, it was 51 degrees. It's not just the heat and people thinking, oh, great, we have summer, we can go and sunbathe, la la la. But you've got to be responsible, got to take action. This is our home, this is our planet, we're living on this planet and we're destroying it. And we don't have a planet B, So I don't know. I'm not a climate scientist, so I don't understand the facts, but I do know that we shouldn't be putting our trust in billionaires, because they're not scientists either, are they? And they're the ones that are calling the shots from what I see. Anyway, I don't want to go into politics. That's not who I'm about. But I'm having a little rant, I guess, because I feel that in the UK, the infrastructure is just not there to cope with this sort of heat. I'm from Malaysia and Borneo, and I'm used to a lot of heat. But when it gets this hot, we go into air conditioning rooms, air conditioned buildings. There's aircon everywhere. You just have to, if you're out and about, you go into a shopping mall and the aircon is really strong. It's like being in the freezer aisle in Tesco's or Sainsbury's, it's like that. And you just feel cool immediately. And the amount of times I've gone into a supermarket and I'm thinking, I don't want to leave. I just want to stay in there and feel cool. But yeah, anyway, I don't have words to describe this heat and what it's doing to so many people and animals. A lot of people are thinking, oh, this is great, we can sunbathe and get hot, and what is that doing to your internal organs, I wonder. I don't know. I really don't know what it's doing to our internal organs. We're not drinking enough water, and a lot of people are drinking alcohol on top of that, which dehydrates. It's horrible. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Stop drinking alcohol, okay? When it's hot like this, just resist. Have something different. There's kombucha, you can go for drinks like kombucha. Also limit the caffeine intake as well, because caffeine dehydrates the body too. So you want to create drinks that are high in electrolytes, like coconut water is amazing. And you can have, if you can't afford to buy coconut water in the West, because it is quite pricey here. I mean, I miss Malaysia. In the back of my house, we were able to get coconut from the trees. Oh, what a delight. And the lovely flesh inside the coconut. Oh, so nice. It was so nice. So, oh, it's very weird, because being here, I feel like sometimes I'm back in Malaysia, in Kuching, in Sarawak, where I grew up, and because of the heat. But then I think, no, we knew how to handle it then. If it's so hot, we go inside, and the houses are so cool, and the aircon is so strong. So it's a good feeling. It is a really, really good feeling. And I know people say, well, go back there then. Well, it's not that easy. That's a whole other story. But I'm here, and yes, I've chosen to live here. And I just have to find a way to make myself cool. Recently, I invested in this lovely, lovely device of a fan. It's got a section on the top here that's plastic. Let me show it to you. And in this section, oops, don't know whether you can see. The other way around. There is a lid there that you open it up, and you can put ice water in it. So a spray comes out the center of the fan, and it kind of gives that feeling that you're having air conditioning, which is lovely. So it's one of my, it's not very expensive. I got it from Amazon for about £22, I think. Really, really good investment. And I pretty much bring it with me everywhere I go. And if I'm teaching, I have it basically on me because I'm perimenopausal and I am prone to hot flashes, and hot flashes in this temperature is not so fun. So, okay, so I'm going to give you a tip to cool your system, right? Cool your system. This is called the Shitali Breath. It's a yogic form of breathing. You stick your tongue out with a rolled tongue, like so, and you suck air through it, so it looks like this. And exhale out through the mouth. Sorry, not mouth, nose. You see, the heat is affecting my brain. So stick the tongue out, suck air through the tongue, exhale out through the nose. We'll do that again. So at any point, if you feel that you need to cool the body, that is a great breath to do. You can do it for as long as you want. The other one is because it's genetic, whether we can roll our tongues or not. So the other way to do it, if you can't roll your tongue, is to imagine you're sucking through a straw. So there you go. So you can do that as much as you want. So here's the thing. Just keep yourself cool as much as you can. And especially if you're neurodivergent, and we have this tendency to people please and social. And when that comes up, unless you're a sun worshipper yourself, then by all means, but this is a different sun. And my advice is be very, very careful. Respect it with your life, because it is a very, very different sun. It is not the same sun we had 5 years ago, nor 10 years ago. I mean, obviously it's the same sun, but it's affecting us differently now. So we have to take precautions, and that means drinking water. And I mean, not just mineral water. Make sure that you have some Himalayan salts in your water to, so that you can, so that the water, you're not just weeing out your water. You want the water to digest in your system. So having some salts, the Himalayan salts, a lemon juice. You can squeeze some lemon into your water, and a little bit of maple syrup of honey. Add that to your water as well. So the sweet, sour, salt experience that you get with your drinking your water is going to help you with the digestion of the fluids, which means it's not just going to go right through you. You're also going to be taking the fluids into your cells and into your organs. And that's what we need, because by drinking lots of water, it just goes through you, and you just wee it out and you sweat it out, which is okay. So, and allow yourself to sweat. Sweating is good. You're also releasing a lot of toxins, so that's good. Be careful with the amount of exercise you do. So even if you go to the gym and you're exercising and it's in a cool environment, be wary of overexertion, because your body still remembers the heat that you had brought in. So even though it's cool inside, just be careful. Don't do as many reps as you normally do, perhaps. Calm down with the amount of reps. Don't try to push it. Don't try to get the next personal best. This is not a time to do that, okay? Just be very careful with yourself. And if you are going to go wild swimming, which I love wild swimming, find areas that are not too cold in the water, because that is the problem. The contrast between the water being extremely cool and your body being extremely hot can cause the body to go into shock. And I know that we go into ice baths, but the thing with ice baths is that you're slowly going into it. I see these people jumping off of bridges into rivers and stuff, and that's just dangerous. That's just asking for trouble. You don't do that. Slowly get yourself into water. So the body doesn't like things that are too extreme. So be careful. Just be careful. I'm not saying don't enjoy. Go and enjoy, but be wise with what you do to enjoy. Definitely no alcohol. Alcohol is the worst thing your body can take at the moment. believe it or not, believe it or not, right? You might not want to, but a hot drink actually cools the system down more than a cold drink does. You will not believe it. So have yourself a nice hot cup of chocolate, hot tea, herbal tea. Herbal tea is really good, especially peppermint. Peppermint tea is very cooling. Yeah, try to resist having ice in your drinks, even though that's what you really want to do, and that's what you feel like you want to do. But please try to resist that. Um, Also, spicy food, believe it or not, is really, really good, which is why that you go to places in India, Malaysia, Thailand. If you notice, all their foods are spicy. A lot of their foods are spicy, and it's a hot climate. Why is that? You think, how can you have spicy food in a hot climate? Actually, it does something amazing to your body. It actually cools you down instead. So instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to have a salad because it's cool, have yourself a nice curry or a nice. I used to go back and I used to have laksa, which is they don't really sell it here, but it's like noodle soup, spicy kind of slightly prawn. But they do vegetarian and vegan versions of them, which is what I go for. Um, yeah, really nice. And actually, after that, you don't feel so hot. It's amazing. Yeah, tell you what, listen to some of the stuff from the East. The East, where I come from, in Malaysia, India, we have the knowledge of how to cope with the heat. So pay attention to your Asian friends. We know what to do. we know what you need in this climate, what you need in order to keep cool. What's important is being comfortable. So if you are going to go out and sunbathe, make sure that you have a hat on your head. Don't expose your head to the sun, because that's also dangerous. It fries your brain. You are going to go out, perhaps put a wet flannel on your head, or wear a hat. Wide brim hat is really good. Keep your head covered. um, don't don't like show off too much skin, because that's also really, really damaging to you, and it also ages you. It ages you so much. I am now 49 this year, and I've been told by many people that I look younger for my age. And the truth is, it's because I don't sunbathe. I don't go out, and I don't. That is the number one thing. I don't drink alcohol, because alcohol is very aging. I don't smoke cigarettes, because that's really aging as well. I'm not doing it because I don't want to age. I'm quite happy to age. And you see, I've got some white hair here, so I'm quite happy to get older. But what I'm not happy with is making myself uncomfortable. And I think that's probably the trick of it is whatever you do is to not make yourself uncomfortable. So make sure that you are comfortable. The temperature is the right temperature for you. Once you feel very hot, start to have a cold shower. Um, you know, make sure that you can put water on your wrists. That also helps keep the body cool. So yeah, make sure you are comfortable. That's the most important thing. Okay, so whatever you do, make sure that you are comfortable. If you want to be outside, limit yourself to the most 10-15 minutes. Don't spend too long. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're having lunch outside, make sure it's under a canopy so that you're covered. So just be careful, because there's a lot of people being hospitalized, and the thing is that you don't realize this is happening. And even if you're healthy and you're not in the risk category, you could put yourself in that risk category. So just be sensible. Be sensible with how you feel. If you're starting to feel that the body is overheating, check in with yourself every few minutes. See how you feel. Right, I need to go inside. I need to sit under a fan. I need to, just be wise. Yeah. So that's all I have to say today. Thank you for listening to me. Lots of love to you all, and just take care of yourself. And I can't wait for this heat wave to be over, frankly, because to me, it's more of a concern of what it's doing to animals and also to the environment. This is not natural, and we should be worried. We should really be worried. And I'm not meaning to make everyone feel negative, but this is a concern. We are in climate catastrophe, and based on the temperature now, what's summer going to do? Anyway, I shall leave it there. Wishing you so much love, and take care of yourself. All the best.